Hi, good evening. I'm just posting the link. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Gagan. How are you? Just a few minutes and I'll be there posting it. Yep. I'm pretty much done. Hi, Suraj. Hi, Mani. Hi, Vineet. Hi, Shashank. Hi, Sachin. Hi, Uttam. Hi, Ike. Hi, Jess. Sashrikal. Hi, Irene. Hi, Obrino. That's fine, Jeremy. You can send them offline. It's totally fine. Hi, Ankur. Hi, I cannot read your name. Hi, Sandeep. Hi, Chirag. I'm just waiting for a couple of things and then I can start. Hi, Nancy. Okay. So just 1 second. Yep, I'm all set. So guys, today I want to discuss few important things which I was discussing last 2 days back regarding the FMC and unwinding of it. Let me explain you all once again what exactly happened today and what can happen from here on until the end of the year. Hi Alpha, hi Hardeep, hi Media, hi Shravan, hi Rajesh. So if you guys want to join directly the Zoom call and have a discussion, I can share the link right away. Or if you want to wait until the end of the analysis, that's totally fine by me. If you want, I can share, like, you need to let me know if you're interested to discuss regarding the FMC first. I can share the link right away in the YouTube chat. Let me just get that link. If anybody is interested, you can join in, but you need to be in the talking mode rather than being silent. Otherwise, it will not serve the purpose. Here is the link. You can all join in there. And give me 1 second. Okay. So I've shared the link. If anybody wants to discuss what exactly happened and what's going to happen, you can come over and then you can discuss. You can have this option of raising the hand in the chat, and then I'll open up the chat for you. Okay. So AA. Hi AA.
Hi Naval, it's Ajit. How are you?
I'm good, Ajit. How are you?
Changapaji. So I think the one I guess trouble for me to understand is, I mean, everybody knew what the FMC meeting was, and I guess like the
No.
highlights were
No.
there. I think the minutes were released, right? So we knew that 3 times.
It was not about 3 times. It was not at all about 3 times. It was all about unwinding, which was not, nobody was ready for it. See, let me See, we have FOMC, right? Which is pumping 120 billion per month.
Yep.
Okay. That is the dollar amount which is getting infused into our economy in US, kind of say the demand. Okay. Now that demand is being curtailed, which is called tapering.
Starting March.
Which,
Yep.
not starting March, it will be ending in March. It will be ending in March 2020.
Yep.
$120 billion is going away.
Yep. I mean, like the cut is going to be starting March. Yep.
Yes. Plus interest rates will start from June of 22 and may have 1, 2, 3 hikes in one given year, 2022. This was all known. Everybody knew this.
Yep.
They didn't knew the unwinding part, which I explained like time and again, that unwinding is really, really important. Whatever money Fed has infused, it will recoup it back. That's about $8.6 trillion. First, they are cutting the demand now. So like companies like Apple is at $3 trillion, right? That's huge. It's more than the like world's top 5 countries. It will be 5th or 6th in the world top 5, right? So that money came in from FOMC. They printed that money. Otherwise, look at Apple's business. It's creating revenue maybe of 200 and 300 billion dollars at most. Walmart is creating a 500 billion business annually, but its valuation is not 500 billion. But Apple is trading at 3 trillion. Microsoft is trading at almost 2.5 trillion. How do you think that they went to all these prices? Because of this. I will share one report which I received. So I will share some screenshots because I'm not allowed to do that. So I will share that. But this money is not going to come anymore. So the prices will be not moving. This was known to everybody. They did not knew that Fed is also going to do the unwinding, meaning they're going to take that money back from the system.
Yeah, so I guess the demand is gone and now the supply is also going to be removed. Yeah.
Supply is going to be increased.
Yeah.
Because they want the money from this.
Yeah.
So demand is cut, supply is increased. So these prices will not be sustained. And I was afraid of this all the time. And you see below 4779, it went down all the way. It did not even had a stop.
Yeah.
It did not stop for a single, like it just went and went down.
So would it be best to, I guess, be in cash for most of your portfolio other than like your long-term investment thing, I guess?
See, here my difference of opinion might come with respect to long term. If market is going to stale, because SPY has moved almost 1000% in last 10 years, almost. It was like 800, 900, maybe in the peak of recession, it was all the way down about 500, and now it's almost like 5,000, right?
Yeah.
So we have not seen a big cut down. We had a COVID cut down, which was sharp and brutal, but it was only 2 weeks. It was not over a period of time. Because then there was incredible amount of money supply coming from FOMC. But now they're cutting down. And usually they do at the maturity of the bonds. This time the number of mature bonds are limited. Like it's usually a 10-year bond. So the number of bonds are not there. And the last time the bond maturity or this kind of unwinding happened was in 2014. Let me just clear this up. And let's go back to 20. It happened right here. in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
13, 14. Right here. This was the unwinding. And when it happened, SPY was 2000. It came down to 1800, almost 10% cut.
10% cut. Yeah.
But then they started again. Then the next time the unwinding happened, not even the unwinding. Next time the tapering was concluded was right here, 2018. This one, 28 October of 20, which is 2018. 27. This is 2018. Yes. So here it started in September, and we were 2900, came all the way to 2300, about 30% cut. And then it restarted. So if you invested somewhere here, you will get wiped out by this time.
Yeah.
So I would say have some contra positions, short positions, along with your long investments. Have some puts so that you are either hedged or have a ratio with 100 stocks, buy a couple of puts so that in any case it goes down, you're still able to make money, or sell calls. Keep on selling calls. Because nobody knows when it is going to be complete, because this will hit the sentiment, and which is clearly evident today. The selling was brutal, and selling happened not in small cap. Today's selling happened across the board. Apple 2.6%.
Microsoft.
Like all the growth stocks, this is the fear which I always had, that these growth stocks will get decimated as and when this unwinding will happen, because the free money was flowing into these stocks. Amazon fell, but it did not fell as compared to all the other stocks, because for last 1.5 years, it has not moved much. But look at companies. Dash 6%, CRM 8%, Coin 6%, Chewy 5%.
Yeah, I think if we go to the Finviz heat map, there's all, even
Yeah,
the
it's right
big
here.
mega caps, everybody were hit. Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnson and Johnson, Walmart, Caterpillar. These are the companies which will stand now, because they were like hardly this kind of money was not invested in them. Like if you go back 5 years back, Microsoft was not bigger than Caterpillar or Boeing. Just in last 5 years, because there was humongous amount of money which came into the technology. So it will have its fair cut, just to be honest. Now that cut happens because all the mid-cap technology companies are already decimated if you want to pick them up. Now the bigger cut will happen in these companies, because the $1 trillion amount, if has to be unwinded, that will not come from small companies. That will come from these mega caps. Like if they have to close 8.6 trillion, do you think a company like Fosli or company like Zoom will contribute? Yes, but to a very limited extent. And now if you see, this is a bearish engulfing. We are right on that trend line on the weekly. Plus, if you look at daily, we have clearly made an evening star right on the top. Peak of this. So easily expect it to go down. It might come towards 47.26 just for a bounce, but then that will be the best area to go short. Somehow if it manages, I don't know by how, but somehow if it manages to go up above this 4779, then this entire thing will be offset for some time. And one more thing, along with FOMC, we also have ECB. They have two programs. They have PEP and I think A something something. So this is $40 billion euro and this is 80 billion euro. They are cutting down this. So roughly $200 billion money, which was supposed to come as a demand for a year, it will become multiplied by 12, 2.4 trillion is not going to come. That money was getting distributed in Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, Netflix, Tesla. That money will not go in there. That money will be taken out because now instead of 2.4, they need to cut down 8.6. So that money has to come from somewhere. So long-term investment, just keep some hedges. We might see some months of consolidation, weakness before market digest everything, appreciate, because interest rates are always hiked in a growing economy. So that is a plus point. But unwinding will have its own repercussions. Did that clarified?
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Anyone else want to have Bible? Yes. You can speak.
Yeah. Yeah, Navalbhai. So this unwinding will happen in how much time do you think? So it will not happen so fast, right?
No,
They
no, no.
cannot
It
take.
will not happen like in a period of a few months. It will take its own course, maybe 2, 3 years. But just imagine that now that free money which was coming, which was inflating the prices, is not there. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
that money has to be extracted. Simple. Let's take a simple example. All right.
No, the other thing is, okay, he was saying, right, the Biden is trying to put like 1.5 trillion or something into the money. Right now, they are saying that to take the money. So it's like contradicting, right? That's what everyone are saying.
See, again, I don't go with anything on the news. I
Mm-hmm.
just read what Fed reported in their report. What Biden is saying or what any news article or news channel are saying, I do not like
No,
validate.
no, no. What I'm saying is this 1.5 trillion, right? Okay, the already it has been the proposal has been waiting, right, for some time. You know that, right? We have spoken.
I still have no argument on that.
Okay.
Uh, so what I would say is valuation will start to matter now.
Mm-hmm.
So if the companies are expensive, they will get hit. If companies are fairly valued, like companies like Caterpillar, LMT, John Deere, Walmart, they will not have any impact whatsoever of this drawdown. They will come down somewhat, but they will be the first one to run. Technology
Okay.
companies will perform after some consolidation, yes. But they now the valuations wise, you will have to see which company. See, just imagine the share market goes up if there's a new money which is getting into the market, right? If there's no new money, then share market cannot go higher. It will be an exchange of money from me to you, you to A to B, C to like this. Unless and
Mm-hmm.
until there is no new money. Now that new money is not coming, plus the existing money is getting extracted, it will be really, really hard for index to manage these kind of valuations for tech companies. That's my view. And I think I said this like probably 2 days back about the same thing. And even on the Discord channel this morning, I posted about this, that below 4779, it can really go ugly.
Yeah, yeah. You too posted in the morning. Read it.
So let's see. Uh, I expect a little bounce somewhere here, so that if we get, that will be in like idle opportunity to short. This is the clear evening star. You cannot beat it. It's a perfect evening star. right on the top. It's all-time high. It's perfect doji green followed by a big red candle. Now this should give you at least uh, 4,500 to begin with. At least 4,500. 4,500 and below. At least. $4,450. At least I expect this. This will
So,
come in matter of few days or few weeks.
okay, 4,500. So what do you expect next 3 days? Any view on that?
Next 3 days, I am saying that it will come up somewhere here. I'm
Okay.
just expecting it to come. If it doesn't, then if it loses this 4,682, it's
Mm-hmm.
done. It will open right at 4,668. Below 4,668, the downward movement will be so aggressive that you might have 3% down days, 4% down days.
Okay.
So let's keep thoughts in your mind. Okay. Yes, Varun.
Yeah, will this rising interest rates and tapering will have impact on job market and housing market?
Housing market for sure. Yes. People, that's what I was saying. People who bought the houses in last 1 year, they thought that interest rates are zero. Let's pay a little higher. But they will realize that once the principal is gone down substantially, a higher interest rate hardly matters. Because you're reducing your principal to begin with. You're not paying upfront higher principal by leveraging your cost. So that money, which is also going into the housing market, will cut down. Job market, I have no idea. Because that's something it's pretty difficult to observe. Right now, it's going down, 4,685. If it loses this, it will go down substantially. If anybody wants to do futures, you can do futures right now. You can pick up ES. You can trade 4650 calls for next week. 4650 puts. See, they're super expensive, $42 right now. 38, 39, but they're worthy. If you want to do a cheap option, do for this week. 4680 is $25. I'm taking one of them. This will go down very quickly. I'm taking 4680. $46.80 is at $25. Just give me 1 second. I'm placing an order. Come on, it's so weird. The data is not even loading in. Sometimes I even like hate interactive brokers. They're so pathetic in terms of their data. 4680. Yep. I'm buying at 25. I'm just buying them right now. And I'll have a confirmation once it breaks below 4682. My order. Yeah, I got the order. So I just shorted it now. I'm just waiting. If it loses this, it will hit 4668 very easily. Varun, do you have anything else?
No, Naval, I'm good. Thank you.
Hi, Rajiv.
Hey Naval, how are you doing?
I'm good, yaar. How are you?
Doing well. One quick uh, point, right? You mentioned that some of the other sector stocks might look promising, but even some of those stocks have also run a lot in recent, uh, weeks. So it can affect those as well, right? Or we can still see that momentum going on in those stocks, like let's say, like big pharma companies or insurance companies or financials.
I do not track pharma or insurance company at all. So, but if they have seen significant movement on the upper side, they will definitely see some level of cut for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Rajiv. Hi, Santosh.
Hi, Naval Bhai. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good, good, good. Naval Bhai, a quick question. You were executing that ES futures for January 22nd, 4650, right?
46. I did for 4680. You can
Yeah.
try it for 4650.
Yeah. So I have a quick question there. Maybe, I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what is the reason to buy a put for $30, 30 points difference for Jan 22 paying a high premium?
It's
I mean,
like 1%. Like even for Amazon, you pay $4,000. That's 1%.
Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. The reason Amazon can buy is because Amazon will fluctuate. If anything bad comes.
Don't think index will go 1%.
I mean, based on my understanding, I heard it. Even if it bounces like 10 to 20 points next few days, the entire premium will kill.
Like right now, I just made some puts. I'm gonna book them right away. I bought them at 25.
Okay.
Trading at 27. Let me just sell them and make money. Why should I hold them?
Yeah, I mean, if that is a strategy, yeah, we can do it. But what I'm trying to say is, if you know that the price is going down, and if we are sure, or somewhat like what you have done right now, January 22nd. So why can't we find January 2nd within the ITM puts for ES, so you get more options and more profit.
It's a choice.
Oh, okay.
I prefer. So I just booked $500.
Oh, great. Okay. Okay, I just have that question, like why January 22nd that much, to kill the premium. So okay.
It's all about like if you know your plan, if you're confident, you can go in the money, you can go out of the money. It totally depends on your plan.
Okay.
Let me just cut my all positions. Then I can focus on the call.
Yeah, even the reason I said is when I was talking to you, I just took 4650 puts for January 2nd. For $11.25 I got. Now it's $17.
You made money, right?
Yeah, I made $1,500 just had 10 minutes, I guess. Yeah.
I only took 3 lots and I made $600.
Yeah, good. Okay.
See, you cannot have a job which pays you $600 per minute, right? So if it bounces, I'll short again.
Okay.
It's a simple strategy.
Yeah.
Srini, Fed already has started tapering. You will see they are still doing 100 billions. Next month you will see 90 billions, then 60 billions, and then 30 billions. ECB money was coming into indirectly into US. What is NFP? Do you expect to bounce with good numbers? Payroll numbers, I don't know. That's something we need to see. Chris, housing market might get a hit because of the interest rates going higher. And then all of a sudden, the inflation is out of control. You might see some cut in housing prices. Crypto, I am never a believer in crypto. People were calling Bitcoin to go 100,000. It might go to 100,000. It may not go to 100,000. One regulation here and there by any federal government across the globe, it will kill crypto. So I'm never been into crypto as such bull. All right. So anybody else wants to discuss? Because then I'll be just keeping myself to the analysis. You can join. Let me just share the link once again. If you are new, you have not used the link, let me paste it in chat. Anybody wants to join, you can come over and speak. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Naval. Okay, so I'm looking at the Fed Open Market Committee minutes, and I'm reading through the section on the policy normalization considerations.
Can you share the link with me? I'll open that up.
Sure. I'll put it into the Telegram group.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, I just posted it into the chat.
This is the monetary policy. Yes.
Yeah, so this starts on, I just did a search for policy normalization considerations. So this is on page 3. Yeah, you have it right there. So,
yeah.
Okay, so I think this is what you're talking about as far as the unwind goes, right? Like you're saying that right now the current economic policy is very accommodative, meaning that they're expanding the balance sheet. But in the future, they're going to start constricting the balance sheet.
Yes.
So the way that I'm reading this is that this normalization considerations that the Fed is going to be doing, the shape of it, the trajectory of it hasn't yet been defined.
It's
right.
The wordings which were important. They agreed that I also read this. They mentioned somewhere near the end of this year.
So I think the idea is like there's going to be this, right now we're in an abnormal time, right? We're expanding the balance sheet. We have zero rates, right? We're doing all of these like extraordinary measures. So at some point, we're going to return to normal measures, right? So
Going
now
back to 2008.
So it seems like what they want to do is figure out how we can get back to normal federal policy measures, but doing so in a way that doesn't upset the markets. And that's what Powell said at the news conference in December. And these minutes seem to me just shedding some additional light around how they came to that decision. Now, I think some of the comments that people are taking out of context from this note are from the idea that some participants are feeling much more hawkish than others.
No, read this line. Because I read they had the same balance sheet was much larger both in dollar terms and relative to the normal GDP. Then it was at the end of the third largest scale asset purchase program, that was QE3. Okay, this piece is really important. Weighted average maturity of treasury holdings was shorter at the beginning of previous normalization. Now that weighted maturity, like 10-year, is going to be there, and this is what they mentioned. The balance sheet could potentially shrink faster than last time. This hit the market. This thing.
Okay, fair enough. But my point is, why would the committee allow a shock to the system, right? Like, my sense is that they would buffer this process as much as they could, right? They don't want to shock the system. So they know that the balance sheet is larger, but they also know that the economy is stronger.
But balance sheet is almost equal to the GDP now. This is the debt which is given to America. That's the balance sheet of FOMC.
Look, I'm not going to fight with the price action, right? If like we start getting a massive sell-off tomorrow,
It's
like,
not about sell-off. It's all about that they have to do it at certain point of time. They have been like leaving it for last 10 years, last 10, 12 years. Now those bonds are getting matured, which were issued like in 2010, 2011, 2012. They need to recoup that 10-year bonds. In 2014, when the QE ended, they wanted to recoup those bonds, but the maturity of those bonds were not there because they were issued in 2010, 2011, 2013, 2014. Now those bonds will be getting matured, so Fed will get the money back and the interest.
Okay, so why don't they just create new bonds, right? Like, why don't they just, like, they didn't say they're going to shrink the balance sheet right away, right? Like, they don't have a time horizon yet.
No, time is not there.
Time
Time is not there. That is
it's
true.
just, these are just ideas that they're bouncing around about
Yes.
when this potential is going to happen. And
Correct.
again, like, at some point, January, they're going to have a discussion about it. Then there'll be some minutes, and then there'll be a discussion. February, they're going to have a discussion.
Absolutely. It's
Right,
an
like,
ongoing process.
It seems to me like nothing is as certain as the market. Clearly today was just, sell, 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 sell. But I just don't know if it's that definitive yet.
See, there is an nobody expected this in last 10 years. As I said, we had one directional market. Only because of COVID, it fell 10, 20%. Now, nobody was anticipating that shrinking of balance sheet was even discussed. That took them by surprise. That's what I'm saying. We might have a policy or in next few months, we might have some consolidation. We may struggle in a range for 100, 200 points. And then we might find a direction. But that will be there once we have a clarity from the Fed. There are a few more meetings which are going to be watched now very carefully. And then it will be decided where would the market takes its cues, whether it's going higher or it's going to consolidate or it's going lower. But simple economics, if the demand is cut, supply is increased, prices will go lower.
Okay. I also know that like this is going to be a big election year for the politics. I also know that Jackson Hole is happening in the summertime. So they're going to complete this asset repurchase plan in March. Then they'll have April, May to kind of figure out what's what. That sends you pretty close into June, July, Jackson Hole. So then they can announce something August, September, and you get a rate cut maybe in August, right?
Not
If you
rate
have
cut,
what
rate hike.
rate hike, yeah. But I mean, you have a rate hike in August, not June, not April. I mean, I don't think they're going to do it until the fall.
I think they will do it. There's one reason for it. Inflation is totally getting out of hands. If you simply go to any shop right now, you will find the prices which you used to pay. You are hardly finding those prices anymore now in the market. And that is a major issue for elections, that they
Okay,
need
but
to get.
so if you go back to the minutes, right, and do a search for the University of Michigan Survey of Consumers. So the Michigan Consumer Survey. So it seems like the FOMC is getting both the hard data based on what they see on the ground, but also these survey-based measures of medium and longer run inflation expectations. So they've got input from the University of Michigan Survey of Consumers, from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York Survey of Consumer Expectations, and the Survey of Professional Forecasters.
Yes.
And all three of them are in agreement that inflation levels are not increasing. They've actually leveled off. So like it's the opposite of what you're saying. Now, again, you could be right and all these three experts could be wrong. But
No,
the
it's not about me. It's about the journal numbers, right? See, inflation, there are few things in inflation. There are few sectors. There's core inflation, there's manufacturing inflation, there's purchasers inflation, there's retail inflation. There are multiple aspects of inflation. Now, at this time, because of the supply and demand issue as well, this inflation is jacked up. Okay. So I am not sure, because they're only talking about consumer price index, which is CPI, which is 6.8, which was highest in like so many years.
Right. So short-term inflation, of course, is high. But if we think medium term and long term, what the Fed's experts are telling them is that inflation has actually leveled off after having risen over the past year. So the rate of change of inflation is actually slowing down. So again, they wouldn't put it in the notes if they didn't think that that's what they wanted the public to hear. But the experts are telling the FOMC that inflation in the medium and short term is not as scary as one would think.
Let's check it up. Do we have this week any? Let me only get US. Where is United States? ISM manufacturing prices. Worse than expected. Forecast was this, not this one. Core CPI. Yes. So this is which is important, month on month. Okay, let's see how it was going on. So since February, the inflation is getting higher, eased off a little here, still higher. Even right now, it's recommended at 0.5% growth in inflation than the previous month. So it's still higher as of now. but it will have much more clarity if in January 2020, because now the crude prices have also risen back. That will also have a substantial impact on the inflation, and supply demand issue has not been resolved yet. And with COVID and everything, you might even struggle with more supply and demand issue, and that will also add to the inflation. Plus, there's a huge labor shortage. So all these things are in like somehow adding to the inflation. These numbers will reflect, and they are lagging numbers. So it's just that you need to rely on these numbers because these are the numbers given by the actual authorities.
Yes. Okay. So let's say inflation is still around, right? Like, let's say inflation starts to it continues to go up, but that would also mean that the supply and demand imbalances that the pandemic has caused are still causing pain,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So if the issues are related to the pandemic, then we go back to abnormal monetary policy. So
No.
we're not going to tighten. We're not going to start raising interest rates. We're going to keep things going because we're still in a pandemic.
See, that's the trouble which Fed is facing right now. The burden right now on their balance sheet is so high that they cannot afford to be more accommodative at this thing. Like, this is the same thing which European Central Bank is doing. Exactly the same thing. Even with COVID, expectation was that they will be little dovish, that yes, they will say, okay, with COVID expanding like anything now with 1 million cases in a day, let's be a little bit more accommodative. Let's continue for next 6 months. Even after these minutes, when he came into the press conference, he could have said that, but no, he did not. Plus, you have Joe Manchin, right? He is pushing them so hard because he wants to have a better balance sheet. He is not going to approve that BBB unless and until Fed controls all this. He is sick and tired of all this free money, and he's the man who's responsible for the financial. So politics.
Joe Manchin has one problem. His problem is, how do I get reelected in West Virginia? That's all he cares about.
But he is a pain, right? He's a pain who is not letting things happen.
Yes, but think about it this way, right? Like, the Democrats need Joe Manchin to get reelected in West Virginia so they could retain control of the Senate. That's more important than anything else. And everybody has a price, right? Like, everybody's got a price, right? All these politicians have a number. I guarantee you, they line Joe Manchin's pockets with enough money, he's going to vote for the bill and it's going to pass. As long as I really think it's a show, right? They have to make it seem like Joe Manchin is fighting for the people of West Virginia so that he can get reelected.
I have no doubts on that, but let's see how things pan out. But it's only the first day. We need to have like day by day view. That's what I'm recommending everybody, that there's no long-term view here. We have to look at the price action every day, see how things are going, and then take an appropriate decision.
So my sense is we bounce tomorrow. We get, I don't know if we hit 47.80, but I think we bounce. I don't know how high we bounce, but I think we bounce, but I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, so be it. We'll take it from there.
Now we lost this 12 EMA, right? And we came to this regression channel. We are holding off from this regression channel just now. So if I go back to my 1-day chart, we just came to this regression channel and we're taking support. 4668 is an excellent support. So if we have to bounce, we should bounce from here for sure. How much bounce? I'm expecting a bounce toward 4724 at most. And if we break out that 4724, then things will get negated for the moment. Yes, market will digest this news, and then they will take action based on the future things, because we still are going to have almost $90 billion coming in January. That money is still there. $90 billion from ECB, $90 billion from Fed. So I'm not saying that it will not go up. All I'm saying is now the money which was going into more technological companies, it may not go there. It may go into some other companies. Look at Boeing today. It was strong. Look at Caterpillar. It was strong. They need all the travel sector, all the hotel sectors, which have not seen enough money in last few years. They will get that kind of money coming out from these new FMC dollar amounts. And if money has to be extracted, it will be extracted from tech. That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing.
Okay. All right, friend. Well, good luck tomorrow. Thank you again for
Again,
attending
tomorrow I'm
these
still
Zoom
not trading.
calls.
I'm just
No
doing
trading
small
tomorrow.
trades, recouping my account back. And then I'll be more focused. But doing 1 or 2 trades is good enough for me for the day. Saves
Okay,
me
I
a lot.
I have a swing position in Baba.
I have that.
I have just I'm playing a tight calendar spread with a diagonal on Baba right now. So
Baba, I actually entered. You were in the call yesterday afternoon when I did it from Zoom.
yeah.
When I added Baba 120 calls. They paid well today to me. That was the good trade, which kind of brought back some positivity in my mind. Then I just had Tesla, which I held throughout my day. Shopify, I added and I exited. I could have done much better in Shopify, and I'm sure Shopify will run tomorrow. But it was holding the lows of the day.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay. All right. Good luck. All right. I'll let you.
Good
I'll
luck
let
to
you
you
keep
as
going.
well. Guys, anyone else has anything to discuss? Where is the come on. What is the Telegram link? I'll post a Telegram link. Hike on interest, which sector will get help? Even the banks were decimated because it was all priced in. All right, so let's start. It's getting late. Let's start with the analysis. Okay, so we are at a very important point on ES right now. We have talked a lot. So now my bias is totally short and neutral. Let me shift it. Short is here. Neutral. I'm not in buying mode at all. So I would love to buy this if we can somehow get above 4692. Stop loss will be 4668 and target will be 4724. 4724, if we hit, then things can go up until 4746 or 4743. I'm 30% negative, positive on this, and short daily evening star. Sell below 4668, stop loss 4692, and if it goes like this, first target is 4581. Selling will be aggressive. Next target will be 4560. See, I have a 2% drop here. I don't have any support on ES. So I'm still oriented towards shorting. If it comes here, I'll be definitely shorting in it. QQQ, same way. I need to figure out 2 views here. So QQQ had a bearish engulfing yesterday. Today also it's there. Below 383, it can go down. So I will add one more row here. I am neutral for the buy. Buy is clearly start by 38367. 38367. Buy above 385. In case market tries to push, because that is always possible, 390. 391.5. It's only 30%. Short. Bearish engulfing. Sell below 382.72. Stop loss is same, 38367. Target in this case will be 375.79, 375.79. And remember, there are gaps which will always be filled. Then this area, 373. In case it goes above 383, there's a positivity associated to it, but below it, it's clearly short. That is the two important thing which I want to do. Now, in terms of stocks, because stocks can really move here, so I'm going to be very choosy, only like taking stocks which are making sense to me at this time. So I'm not taking Apple, I'm cutting down Apple, I'm adding BA here. So BA almost tested this area today. Once it broke out, it almost tested this 218.91. Look at the beauty of these levels. Almost came there, got out. Now this should become 213 or today's low 211. 211 or 211.50 should be a stop loss. BA is still positive. Buy above 213.50. 211.35 is your stop loss. And these stop loss are pretty strict. Target is 215 first. 218.91. I'm only giving it 60% because market mood is totally high in terms of negativity right now. Then AMD, I'm not taking AMD, I'm taking CAT. CAT finally in last 2 days like had a massive move in it, and it's coming after a very good consolidation. It just needs to, it's like very good consolidation in this period from 189 all the way here. It needs to just crack the area above 225. So 215 is my stop loss. So I would like to buy this near 215. 215 is my stop loss. Buy near 216 to 219. Target is 225. And I'm giving both the targets at 225. If market bounces, these two stocks will be the first one to rise. Amazon, somehow Amazon was trying its best to hold throughout the day, but finally gave back in last few minutes. This is the confirmation of head and shoulders on Amazon. It's just a few points away. It needs to break 3273, and there is massive dip opportunity until 3089. There is no support here whatsoever. So in case of Amazon, I'm giving two views because I'm going to have very specific list here. One is neutral, and then one is short with head and shoulders. So buy with a stop loss of 3273, which is the bottom here.
I'm
And
super duper duper duper
What?
tired. I'm super duper 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 tired. I'll sleep
Should
on
I
the
mute
couch
it?
until you're ready to go to sleep.
so this is the base. Now, if it loses this 3273, it's gone. This was a bearish candle, a bear flag. Now, this is the point. If it has to bounce, it should bounce here and can bounce towards 3344. If it has to bounce, there's nothing much here, 3344. And then next is 3373. That is the max it can go. And I'm 30% on this. Buy near 32, 80 to 3290. Short, sell below 3273. Stop loss is 30. $33.12. Target is, if I go back here and see the targets, this is the area, 3220. So 3220, and then 3176. 3176, it should hold at any given moment. If it loses this, it has a gap at 2500 which needs to be filled. So it's there. D-Dog has a news regarding a partnership with Amazon. So if something happens, I think this has been a big dump, and the trade is right there. But in case something happens and it holds that, so anytime it goes above 151, because that's the last low before it went higher, and or 153, I'm still going to call this neutral by above 153. If it sustains, then it does make sense. Stop loss is 150. Target is 159. 159 and 168. Not doing Facebook. Let me just check price of Baba in the future market, Chinese market. So Baba, I am still positive. This stock has not performed, so it will give an opportunity to perform. No. Baba. So this has been on the negative trend. So let me, again, people who have not seen how to create the regression channel and everything, you can look now. So I'm drawing a regression channel because this was the trend and it's over 1 year. So I'm taking that into consideration. But if I do that, I'll not be able to have clear Fibonacci. So I'm trying to have regression channel from right here, going back to 2017, 5 years back. So it took everything into consideration now. And let me, because there is no levels here, so I'm just trying to have a retracement from this period, because this is the rejection from the trend line. So this is, I'm not taking extensions because I don't have those. I'm just taking this one all the way like this one. And let me edit properties. I want them as like this. Okay, so that's my regression channel. And my Fibonacci, let me just correct the values for this. Retracements. So high is 169.94, 169.94. Low is 187. Okay, so I have my chart here for Baba. It's defending 119.80 very well. So that is going to be my stop loss in Baba. 119.8. Target is 123, which is this one, and then 127.78, 123.15, 127.78, and I'm 70% positive on Baba. And yes, buy above 121. It was inside day, so I will say buy above 120, 121.90, 121.95 inside day. Okay, let me just read the comments. I just sold them today. Yes. Snap, I will check. And guys, if you have to discuss something, I've shared the link. Come on there and we'll discuss. Let me go back to my sheet. Google, Microsoft, Square, all these companies are decimated. MU tested my target, 97. It did that. TSM also did the same thing. So I'm going to keep them. I am going to remove these stocks for now. Let me do inside days if we have any inside days. I doubt. Banks, FedEx, UPS. Banks also gave back, so not point going there. Market is trading at futures at low. So not many companies. I'll cut them out for now. We'll address them if market bounces. No Square. I want to keep MU Shop, Nvidia, no listed, no Tesla. I want to keep it. So let me just cut down the rows. Okay, so MU. So MU has been performing really well. It did our target of 97 all the way from 80. It's holding that. And it's like every time it goes up, it follows down with two red. The same thing is there. Went up. So if it comes around 93, I'll be a buyer here. So all these targets are still open. Stop loss is 93.05. Buy near 93.94 area. If we get that opportunity, yes. Shop today or in last 2 days had a massive sell. It came and tested this 1183 area. It was getting rejected from 13.9, and then once it failed, it came all the way back here. So Shopify, for one reason I want to go long here, because this is the previous area where it bounced. If it loses this, it's a done deal. It's going to come down really, really hard. So people who wants to check, this is Shopify, clear head and shoulders. This is the neckline. It went down exactly to the length here, and now it should bounce from here. Shoulder 1, head, shoulder 2. Confirmation here. Now, once you are done with your head and shoulders, you might take a bounce and a breather. It tested this area, so I'm going to keep a very neutral view on Sharp. Stop loss is 1183. If it goes below this, it's done. Buy above 1200. And target is 1260, 1270. If market moves, it might move 1240, 1250. Let's take both the targets. Nvidia. Rajiv, I will answer you. Just give me 2 more minutes. Nvidia cup and handle dramatically failed. If I do a weekly, it's making an evening star on the weekly. Plus 281 was a serious support. There are gaps which are due in Nvidia, which is right here at 266 and then at 233. If market loses its strength, the trend is getting negative. I'll be a seller on Nvidia if market goes below 4668. So Nvidia, no positivity. Short if ES is below 4668. Sell near 275, 278. Stop loss 281.57. And stop loss is really, really important here. If it comes above 2817, then it might move really, really strong. But in this case, just sell this. Target is the gap. So high here is 267.84. 26784. And next target is this area 258.50. It's a sell. Tesla, people were all over the moon on Monday. Tesla, it got that supply zone. It came back, almost filled the gap. 1073.44, 1081, almost. So here the high is 1082, here the low is 1081. So the gap is almost filled in Tesla. I would love to add this around 1046 if I get an opportunity. 1046 below, Tesla can go really, really bad. I am neutral on Tesla. By near 1050, stop loss 1046. $10.88, which is the close, and then 11.16. And this can be really painful if it breaks 1046. UPST has been decimated. Roku, Google, Microsoft, Netflix, all have been decimated. UPST has, like, here it was showing off that yes, it's not able to control above 12 EMA and it's failing. Now it has failed big. It has come down to 124 area, and I don't have any support in 124 area as of now. Only thing is, if it comes around 113, it has a previous bull flag here. So I will wait for 113. If it comes at 113, I'll buy. $115, $118, stop plus 113. If you want to short, you can short it. But I will not be jumping on it. I want to buy this here. TSM, like roadblocks is also one thing which you can short. So TSM is still giving an opportunity. It is allowing EMA to catch up. So I'll be interested to buy TSM with the stop loss of 123.87. So we also need to understand about the drops where we should buy. So TSM, like MU, has been in consolidation. It finally broke out. Now I would like to buy it here somewhere around 125, 126, and with a tight stop loss. And target of 130. That's it. I'm keeping it very small here, not trying to jump on anything, but keep an eye on this. Right now, if you look at ES, it's bouncing right from this regression channel. This is really an important area. It should not lose this. If it loses it, we will have some big red day tomorrow. Hi, Rajiv.
Hey, Novel, one quick question. You mentioned Microsoft, Google, FB, all, and that those have been decimated. But the same is true for a lot of other companies. So is that, do you mean that from a technical perspective, those then we can just go short on those?
Point is that ES is at very important level. If there is a bounce, we might have some bounce in them. So I do not want to burn myself unless I have more clarity. Like for example, Google. See, Google had a target of 2800, which it did today. Look at this massive sell. Now look at the gaps. There are gaps here. Right here. There are gaps in Google. Now it has previously came down and bounced. Now this is in very uncharted territory in the past few months. This was a trend line. It has come down substantially. If it bounces from here, which is 20 points, it will not serve the purpose of shorting. If it comes higher, like maybe 2800, it makes sense to short it. At that moment, the risk reward is much better. Or if it breaks below 2720, then we can go for 2620 and we can come and fill this gap, which is at 1900, and one gap which is at 2550. Just remember, these will be filled. Not now, not maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, but definitely they will one day. Going for Microsoft. It's exactly the same pattern. It's going for the gap fill. It opened right at 316. Today low is 316. If it loses that, it's going to come down and test 312. Now at 312, it should bounce. If it doesn't bounce, then it can go all the way to 303. But if it bounces, I don't like that opportunity of shorting because I will be burned on my shorts. So for 1%, I will not go short at this time. If it rises, then yes, it's much easier for me to short. Does it clarify?
Yes, that helps. So basically, there are some levels we still need to keep an eye on these ones as well.
Yes. Nasdaq future is bleeding. Oh shit, this went also down. My put on ES is now 34. I sold it at 31. Easily missed like $400 more. But it's looking really bad. Like QQQ is almost down 1%. So let's see, 4668 is really important area for ES. If it has to bounce, it has to bounce from here. Otherwise, it's done deal. It's just going down and down. I should have kept my futures. Anyways, guys, see you tomorrow then. If you don't have anything else for me, I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.